we have Dawn, and this is going to be Dawn's go home video. We're just going to quickly run through all of her commands. Ideally, she'll mess up a time or two so that we can show you how to work through and follow through the way we have been here. It'll be the most positive and successful way to do so. You'll notice I use positive marker words like yes and good throughout their training sessions, just to show her that she's doing exactly what I expect from her and doing a great job. Sit. Good girl. So sit is a verbal command as well as a hand gesture. You can do one or the other or even both. Same with down. So we'll do sits first. So sit is like I'm bringing her nose to the sky. She's looking for the treat. She dropped it. Sit. Yes, good girl. And then down is going to be that I turn my hand the opposite direction in reference to the floor. Dawn. Sit. Down. Yes, good girl. So we'll do those both again. Dawn. Looking for more treats, seeing if you find anything for free. Sit. Down. Yes, good girl. So that is sit and down. So sit, down, and verbal as well as the hand gesture. Next we will do her stays. Sit. Stay. Flat open hand, so I give her the verbal commands. Flat open hand like a stop sign, and then I create distance. I'm not going to get terribly far because with the wind it's going to make it hard for you to hear me. So I'll do relatively short stays. So when I give her that stay, I want it to be that she holds that position. So sit, stay, and down stay are structured commands. So she has to stay in the sit position or the down, whatever she was proficiently given. You always want her to do it the first time on her own. And then with follow through, you can pick her up, take her back to the same spot, or guide her back, and gently push her butt back down. And that's how we would follow through. I use an noise when she messes up, so she knows that I didn't appreciate that. Usually she self-corrects like she just did here, but if not, like I said, guide her back to the same spot either by picking her up or using her collar or a leash, gently kind of guiding her back, and then putting her back into the sit. And we would start over with stay, and this is how we follow through. We have a universal release word, so it's the release word for any command where she has to stay, place, leave, etc. And that is Bring her back up into a sit. So even though she's just laying down, it's still structured. So we need her to be in a sit. Stay. And that universal release word is okay. Good girl. So we'll do it again from this direction. Stay. Stay. Okay. Good girl. And it's the same thing for down stay. So she's going to look for the treat that she just dropped. Good girl. Dawn, sit. Down. Down. Stay. Okay. Good girl. And we'll do it again from this direction so you can see it a little further. Down. away or her body language seems like she's going to, I use that to deter her from breaking away. And of course we have that universal release word, which you'll see in a moment when I give her the release. Once practiced at home and she's settling in and doing really well and strong, she can have toys and long-term treats while holding this command as well. I personally like to utilize the place command in my own home when I am cleaning, doing dishes, mopping and sweeping. It has all my pups and dogs in one area or a certain area, and they're content there without having to be in their crates. Okay, if Dawn were to break away, I'd still use that same noise, and I would pick her up or guide her back to the bed or blanket, and that's how we demonstrate follow through. She can pivot and watch me. That's fine. She thinks she's still on the blanket, so we're going to roll with it. Girl. Okay. Good girl. And for this session, we're going to end with a quick sit and down. And like I said, I will add to the end of this video her kennel and weight aspect and portion of it. But we're going to end on a strong note, as we always should. We always want to end on a good note with what you're working on. And then, of course, a really strong command to end on an extra successful note. And you want Dawn to look forward to your next training session together. And this is the way to do that. Dawn. Come. Oh, she's going potty real quick. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. Sit. Down. Down. Yes. And lots of praise. So this is Dawn's go home video. Like I said, stay tuned to watch her kennel and weight part. But she's doing really great. And I have no doubts you're going to love her just as much as we do here. So for the last part of Dawn's go home video, we're going to do her kennel and weight. Dawn, kennel. Okay, she goes in. She can have a treat when she goes in there. I definitely recommend crating her with a crate safe toy. So something like this toy here that is rubber, not anything that she can shred and ingest. So no plush toys, no rope toys, tennis balls, etc. We want it to be something firm that she can chew on and is most safe for her. I'm going to give her the wait command, wait. And that universal release word of, okay, good girl. So again, kennel, yes, good girl, just point to the kennel. If she doesn't go in with just pointing, you could take a treat, toss it into the back of the crate, and that would help. Just keeping it positive and successful. Don't mind, we have a jealous friend in the background. I'll give her the wait. If she goes to barge out, I just say, close her back in and start over with that wait. Okay. Good girl. So one more kennel. Close her in. And then I give her that wait. Okay, good girl. And then I'm gonna sit down. Good girl. And lots of praise. I hope you enjoyed watching Dawn's go home video. Good girl. Good girl.